The movie I chose to watch is Kissing Jessica Stein. The film was in New York City in the early 2000s and was centered around 28-year-old Jessica Stein. She came from a traditional Jewish family and worked as an editor and painted on the side. Jessica seems to be a very picky person and hasn't been able to find the one until one day she meets a woman who checks off all the right boxes. The movie follows her in her internal battle with loving a woman. Jessica obviously suffers from an anxiety disorder. You can see a few of her struggles throughout the movie that definitely add to her problems. Jessica's family seems to be very understanding in different situations, and they also know how Jessica is. They are more than likely aware of her issues already. Jessica's symptoms check off most of the common ones for anxiety, and a therapist would for sure diagnose her with anxiety. She lives in a culture where having anxiety is more accepted and understood, so she'd have no trouble in that department. In other places, it is not so widely understood. Anxiety is also one of those things that people who don't have it don't understand as well, and can be a lot more than just worrying all the time. In the first scene of the movie, Jessica can be seen having an outburst in the middle of church because she had been sandwiched between her grandmother and mother arguing. She very easily becomes overwhelmed. In another scene, Helen is pushing her to cancel plans while a taxi is waiting. Jessica just pulls her into the taxi with her because she couldn't make a decision with so much going on around her. She's also constantly wound up. When Jessica first met Helen, she talks about not being able to do yoga because she'd go crazy having to sit still and breathe for that long. She prefers running because she feels that if she always is moving, she's safe. Fatigue is a big symptom of anxiety, and Jessica falls into quite the opposite category. In the beginning of the movie, she stays up all night painting and goes to work the next day. On her first meeting with Helen, she tells her that she's a horrible insomniac. When her and Helen stay at her parents' house, she is seen lying awake while Helen is fast asleep. I believe that medication and meditation would help Jessica to calm down. When Jessica kind of has her life together at the end of the movie, it shows a clip of her actually meditating, which she's learned to sit still and breathe, and this has clearly helped her. If medication was an option, there's always the worry that it would affect the better parts of her. Jessica's religion might hinder her want for medication or meditation as well. Meditation can usually be associated with other types of conflicting religions. Jessica is an accurate representation of anxiety, but she also is a cookie cutter for the stereotypes of anxiety. The movie could be educational to someone who's never been exposed to anxiety, but it's also been shown this way in so many different forms of media. It might have been better to show some of the lesser known